So the other pedal you've got is one of the other ones you've got is the Texas Twang, which is again like a glassy Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of Phillip Sauce tone, isn't it? So if people were thinking about, oh, what should I buy, because the fuzz here, you can get a glassy tone, can't you? But the Texas Twang, could you tell us a little bit about that one?
Yeah, sure. That's actually quite a common question, to be honest. People are like, I've only got money for one, which one should I get? And the way I sort of distinguish it to those guys is, I suppose it depends on what you want when you're rolling up the guitar's volume. Then it's like, do you want full out fuzz, or do you want a really fat sort of tubey overdrive sound? And that's what you get with the Texan Twang. It's a real fat overdrive sound compared to the obviously the fuzz, which is just straight fuzz. But I feel like the Texan Twang can get a bit more glassy on the high setting. Again, when you roll up the guitar's volume knob on the high setting, that almost retains the glassiness, and that's what a lot of people were asking for in the fuzz. They were like, I want a bit more oomph, but with the glassiness retained. So this sort of makes sense. It's going off a bit.
No, it's hard to talk about tones, isn't it? Because in your mind, you're thinking. I sometimes think, oh yes, it's glassy or it's throaty, and I know what I mean by that. But when you go into the guitar shop and you say, yeah, I'd like a glassy pedal, okay, they're looking at you like, oh, this is strange. But,
totally, honestly, some of the names people come up with. But it's funny because people do seem to understand these words that we use, don't they? I don't know why.
Some pedals you buy, they're better than others, aren't you? And you end up putting them on eBay, some of them, and some you think, no, this one I'm keeping, no matter how much I get short of money, I'm keeping that one.
That's it. That's the nice thing for me at the moment. Some people have written to me recently and said, look, I've left my pedal in say like their mum's house or whatever, and they're without it for a bit, and they're like, I literally can't live without it. It's become part of people's staple rig, and it's like, it's pretty crazy to hear that. It's cool,
No, that's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't got that Texas Twang yet. I'm really looking forward to having a go with that. What I'll do in the licks section at the end is I will do a little phrase with the fuzz on the glassy tone, and then we'll switch to the Texas Twang, and we'll see how they compare. But they're both fantastic sounding pedals, aren't they? They're really great.
Well, I appreciate that. I tell you what, it's with the Texan Twang, it seems to be one of those things where not a lot of overdrives do this very thing with the cleanup. Like, it's not a very common thing with an overdrive, so I think that's where we've why people have gravitated towards this pedal, because it tends to be a fuzz characteristic but we've managed to sort of hone that in on the Twang, and I think that's what people are liking about it the most, I think.
Yeah, because it's true, a lot of demos you see now, they're all based on very high gain situations, aren't they? So it's lovely to hear something that's different, and especially with your playing, you play with so much passion and authentically in your blues playing. It just is very infectious, and makes you appreciate that sound and that tone, I think,
Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. It's, first and foremost, I do try and, I am a player, so it's just like, the more time I get to play guitar, the better, so I'm always just trying to do demos and whatever I can,
So what we're doing with this one is a lick in E minor pentatonic. So this is 12 on the B, 12 on the high E, back to 12 on the B. Then you're going to bend up this 15th fret on the high E. and then you're going to let it down and then bend it up again. But what you can do, see if you can grab the B string. This is a little bit tricky. As you bend up that 15 on the high E again, you kind of grab the B string with the underside of your third finger there. And you get that nasty kind of train effect. This is the next bit. What you're doing here is, this is 12 on the high E, then you're going to bend up this 15th fret on the B. You're bending that, by the way, to that same note. Then back to 12 on the high E, and then bend up that 15 on the high E slightly sharp. Back to 12 on the high E. And then you bend that 15 up again. But you kind of don't let it down and you don't finish it, you just slide up when you're on the top. Let me do that slowly. Sounds a bit mad slow, doesn't it? Let's try it at speed.